Where is it at? I love it. YouTube is so gangster. It says, unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Doesn't matter. Let me just go ahead and take something. Copy it. We'll put it in the description box later. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. But I'm going to see if you guys can't see this. Bang. Bang. Okay. However, I love this. This is a perfect title. Perfect thing. Hate my lights. They don't let me either. It's all right. Bald-faced lies. See, they're different in the technical dictionary as far as definitions go, but they're actually the same thing. See, a bald-faced lie, by definition, is a lie that actually goes without covering. It's barefaced, meaning that you don't hide anything. But a bold-faced lie is one in which you lack respect. So what's the difference? See, I always try to tell people things that you cannot be what you think you are if you're doing opposite what is righteous. Let me just read something to y'all. That little thing right there. Simone Sanders, Biden's top African-American aide, faces pressures from all sides. Now, without getting all too crazy into it, right? What it pretty much says in the article, because I already put the link in the article. I mean, in the little Discord or whatever. What it's saying is that you have a contingency of black people who feel one way. Obviously, she's working on Biden's campaign. They feel another way. And there's no middle ground. And she's like this mediator who just can't get it right. And what's funny is that I find it hilarious that a young lady like her, right, who people would support before this, I need y'all to understand, she's like the prototypical face of a person that you would see Diddy bopping around for the Black Lives Matter movement. And now she's in a situation where her blackness is being tested, right? But also, see, it's not how much you kowtow to white people, it's how much do you kowtow to the dollar. Now, this is what I contend, is that many of your leaders, so-called, are either bald-faced, can you dig it, or bald-faced when they're lying to you. I'm neither one. Let me read something to y'all. I seen this earlier in the book of Enoch, right on. And it was chapter 80. We'll see. 80 something, right? And what it was saying was this. No, 90 something. Whoa. I lie. 90. And there's this moment where there's this ram, right? Who's with Enoch, who gets taken up to heaven. And I want y'all to hear this for his understanding for what is going to happen one day, right? And why I'm telling y'all, I could show you guys my videos. It's not a fake thing. You can go look at the timelines. Look at the events of life as they happened in those timelines. Understand them. And then realize that I'm not telling you any kind of fables. Having said that, we're in the book of Enoch. And there's this ram, you see. But before there's this ram, you see, there's this happening of things. Now, tell me one time when, before Malcolm X got murdered, by the way, that he had the full mind to grow in facial hair. Tell me one time when when Martin Luther King. There aren't very many of them outside of Huey who you could point to, right on, who were gunned down or put down or murdered in such a way where in which their natural persons was them. How to say this? There, chapter 90 of the book of Enoch says something very, 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 very peculiar. Check this out. And it's talking about these shepherds, right? And these shepherds that are going to lead the people. You understand? Right? And what I find so amazing about these shepherds is that they seem very similar to some of the civil rights leaders and the people who are alive right now, who have the very ear, minds, hearts, and souls of the people. Not only that, but they desire your purse book. Chapter 90, verse 1. And I saw till that in this manner 35 shepherds undertook the pasturing of the sheep, and they severely completed their periods. And they severally, completed their periods. So as did the first. So there's a couple dudes per, no? Severe. That's right. That's right. That's right. Severely. Right. Obviously, there's more than one. That's what I'm looking for. Shepherd at a time. But what they've done is evil and wicked. I don't want to go back into the book of Enoch and talk about how they do it on their own caprice. I just want to talk about how these guys are bald face and bold face. Listen to this. And the others received them into their hands to pasture them for their period. This is talking about the shepherds. Each shepherd in his own period. So imagine this. Imagine that if I were to tell you this, I know it's going to sound crazy. Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Huey Newton, right? And a few other brothers from that generation who were distinguished are all prophets or shepherds, should I say, and severely or severally, right on. They all come and attack the situation. Now I need y'all to get this. These brothers all maintained a certain level of appearance because they believed that the society of people that they were trying to appeal to were going to answer to this faster than they would another way. Now, what I find interesting is that most people don't know that the term barefaced lie is an old school term in so-called America before it would have obviously been known as America or even recognized as America. What I find awkwardly amazing is that in the late 1600s, there were white people who obviously grew their mustaches. I'm not sure if they grew any of this stuff, right? Any of this stuff, right? Or any of this underneath. I don't know if they grew any of that. But they grew whiskers, it says. And it says the barefaced lie comes from a term of a person who pretty much would right, understand that. Why would they call it a barefaced lie? Clearly, these people don't grow facial hair like that. Light on the facial hair side. And they shave when they don't have that genetic origin. Having said that, I don't think people even understand the level of the gravity, what I'm saying right now. The barefaced and bold-faced liars that you're dealing with are these people who I'm about to read about, are these animals, okay? I can't come at it like this. I can't say it's the book of Enoch because I don't want them to try to take too much, try to do too much with it. I need them to ignore it like they always do. It's the beautiful thing. Now, y'all listen to this. This is verse 2. And after that, in my vision, all the birds of heaven, eagles, the vultures, the kites, the ravens, right? These are birds of heaven. Not all the flying creatures. These are just birds of heaven. But the eagles led all the birds. And these are obviously a type of person. These are it's a symbology of a thing. Okay? Now, what I find hilarious is that I could read this to you and point out how that the symbology of the animals is the symbology of the spirit or the mentality that they possess. And your mentality is really in part with your spirit. Having said that, these are all birds. Not one of these birds are clean birds. Also, they're also all predatory birds. And keep going. But the eagles led all the birds, and they began to devour the sheep, and to pick out their eyes, and to devour their flesh. And the sheep cried out because their flesh was being devoured by the birds. Now stop right there. You do realize that this is all going down under the watchful hands and eyes of the verse 1. And I saw till that in this manner 35 shepherds undertook the pasturing, and they severely or severally completed their periods, as did the first. And others did receive unto their hands to pasture them for their period, each shepherd in his own period. I need people to understand this. These are your people passing off into the hands of the enemies, their own people, for them to be destroyed. And this is deep now. See, the question I have for you is this: is how much of yours have you given to the situation that sounds similar? And if you've given none, then good on you. But if you've given something, then think about that. Obviously, I give things to people, but I give things to people because I know better, not because I don't know better. But I'm saying in the minds that you believe that they're a shepherd and you gave to them. I don't think they're a shepherd. I know that people need to eat. And I pray to God that if maybe I reach out to them, that they do the right thing. See, there's a difference between overstanding and understanding. I understand people as far as who they are because I'm not them. But I overstand their propensity as individuals to act out and to do what they will. Having said that, we're going to keep reading. But the eagles led all the birds, and they began to devour those sheep, and to pick out their eyes, and to devour their flesh. And the sheep cried out because their flesh was being devoured by the birds. And as for me, I looked and lamented in my sleep over that shepherd who pastured the sheep. And I saw till those sheep were devoured by the dogs and the eagles and the kites, and they left neither flesh nor skin nor sinew remaining on them till their bones stood there, and their bones fell onto the earth. And the sheep became few. Stop right there. I know a lot of people are going to have a hard time believing this. A lot of the so-called black people, Afro people, are going to have a hard time believing this. The animals I'm reading about to you right now are not white people. Not one of them. All black people. And this is why the bold-faced and bald-faced liar is even more important. It's because you need to really get the gravity of the situation. You're dealing with the people who look just like you, who are trying to kill you, murder you out from out of the earth, and get rid of your genealogy. They know it and they understand it. They overstand it. See, if I could go back and point out to you that all the birds that are spoke on are creatures that are delivered or that the sheep are delivered to at a point before this. And they primarily are dealing with, from historical reference and standpoint, the Grecians and the Romans, who are also a genetically black people. Understand that there is no misunderstanding, because a bold-faced and a bald-faced liar will not tell you the truth. I know people are like, what are you talking about right now? I'm like, check this right here out. The people who are bold-faced and bald-faced liars, they know nothing about anything that I'm speaking to you. Primarily for the fact that they tell you that the Most High God is not real, or that what we've been taught in this land is all by the white man. But everything that they do and that they indulge in is all what the white man taught them. So I need y'all to really get the mentality of these people. First off, they're mentally fragile. They know they are. But they pray you're mentally weaker than them, so that way they can prey upon you as an animal to prey. See, these are the same eagles, vultures, kites, and ravens that the scripture has written within. But see, the shepherds that give you up to them are sheep and are so-called men. Okay? And they're like, why aren't these birds of prey white people? I'm like, because black people allowed for white people to do to them in this last 100 years, which nobody would allow them to do, which is to destroy all their progress after being a people of hardcore servitude, indentured servitude at that, destroy all their progress, and then join hands and act as if it wasn't their genealogy that destroyed us. Having said that, the people that gave you up look just like you. They try to talk similar to you. They want to be similar to you. They're not you. Let's go forward and just keep reading. And I lamented in my sleep over the shepherd who pastured the sheep. And I saw till those sheep were devoured by the dogs and eagles and kites. And they left neither flesh nor skin nor sinew remaining on them till their bones stood there, and their bones too fell to the earth, and the sheep became few. And I saw until that 23 had undertaken the pasturing, so there had been 12 prophets before. So understand, if another 12 out of 23, there's 12, right on, then there's 12, and then there's one. But don't worry, we're going to get to that one in a little bit. Let's just keep reading. But behold, no, I lied. Let's just go back up. And I saw till the 23 had undertaken the pasturing and completed in their several periods 58 times. So these are different, obviously different individuals doing different things at different times. This is why I said that each prophet or each, right, exactly, shepherd was at a different time. But note that if you look at the numbers of intervals, they come in the 12s. Now let me go tell you why I really started with this bald face lie. Did you guys know that if you read the book of Enoch and understand it, right, that the scripture tells you that not only do people, not only, what's what I'm looking for? It's a certain language I need for this. Men desire knowledge on a basis of experience and not being told. Understand this. Okay. All right. These bald-faced liars will tell you that on the basis that they can conquer something, which is fake. You can't conquer the wind, the rain, nor the sun. So what can you really conquer? Cutting down a tree is not conquering anything. If you're degrading and destroying and ultimately bringing down the structure that you need around you to survive. Also, having said that, see, it's awkward that Enoch tells people, right, that Moses is a sheep who became a man, who's in heaven. Also awkward that Enoch would tell the world that Elijah was a sheep. Keep this in mind, not a ram. Okay? I've skipped past a whole lot of this. King David was considered a ram, and Saul before him considered a ram. And also after King David, Solomon considered a ram. See, we're about to get to a point to where I need you to understand that these people were considered lambs for a long time. Now let's go ahead and read this. Verse 6, but behold, lambs are born by those white sheep. And they began to open their eyes and to cry to the sheep, and to see and to cry to the sheep. Yea, they cried to them, but they did not hearken to what they said to them, but were exceedingly deaf, and their eyes were exceedingly blinded. Stop right there. People want to say that's the civil rights. No, it's right now. It's right now. It's young people who are saying, hey, mom, hey, dad, if you really think you're so good, if your black excellence is the greatness that you claim it is, let's leave. See, I need you to understand this. A bald-faced lie is BALD, right on, meaning clean, shaven, right? It's called clean, but it's actually unclean, right? In the scriptural term. These people have gotten folks to believe that what they've told them, right on, is the truth. Even though it tells you that the bold-faced lie is one that lacks respect. So who wants me to believe that the same people who are bold-faced and bald-faced liars aren't the same niggas that we can go look for right now on the internet? Right, they're either one or the other. And I'm not a bald-faced liar. Nor am I a bold-faced liar. I've nothing to be bald-faced about, okay? Right? Nor freaking bold-faced about. Like, they're winning, okay? Because they're sending you to the enemy. Understand that there's a point in a period that we have to realize that so many sheep have already been given up. These are the other 12. Listen, brothers and sisters, if you can name 12 black men who were murdered in the 1960s and 70s, honorable, righteous black men who believed in the structure in which life is created through a man and a woman, go find a dozen of them, and I'll tell you, and I'll show you 12 bold or bald-faced liars, no matter how great their intentions were. And I'm telling you right now, as I read this to you, understand, overstand, be with me, that the people with, there are 12, at least a dozen right now, bold and bald-faced liars who are misleading the people. It's deep, isn't it? And they're going to bring them all to hell, the ones that they can. Let's keep reading, though. But behold, born to those white sheep. Whoa. But behold, lambs were born to those white sheep, and they began to open their eyes, and to see, and to cry to the sheep. Yea, they cried to them, and did not hearken, but they did not hearken to what they said to them, but were exceedingly deaf, and their eyes were exceedingly blinded. And in the visions, I saw how the ravens flew upon the lambs, and took one of those lambs, and dashed the sheep in pieces, and devoured them. And I saw till horns grew upon those lambs, and ravens cast down the horn, and the ravens cast down the horns. And I saw till there sprouted a great horn on one of those sheep. Stop right there. I know people don't want to hear this, as I hit my face with the toothbrush, because I'm pretty sure who this is talking about. Y'all do recognize that if I could go back and show you right now everything that I've ever done, and we could look at the timelines of the people and look at the things that I've said in those timelines, you would surely overstand what I'm about to say to you. And I saw till there sprouted a great horn on one of those sheep, and their eyes were opened. And it looked at them, and their eyes opened. And it cried to the sheep, and the ram saw it, and all ran to it. Stop right there. I want you to understand this. Just because you can't tell that people are clamoring to get to you and would love to be around you, doesn't mean that it doesn't seem like that. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I can't tell you how I wish I could stress how I heard a person say from 2017 till now that a certain movement has been alive. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure in 2016, I was talking about stuff that, that was pertinent to what that movement is based on. All these movements, but let's not even go there. Where I just wonder where they all got their backbone from when they were talking about things that were totally unrelated to what they speak on now. I'll give you a case in point. If anyone knows anything, they remember a time when I said that I didn't even care about reparations because they don't owe me. Because, right, no one owes me anything. See, then I had to go back and verify and clarify because obviously a person thought that I was a sellout. But understand, that statement is what the whole I promise to God. When I said that, that's what they based their whole movement upon. I can't lie to you. May the Most High God punish me in hell and in this life. Furthermore, if I'm telling a lie. This person admonished me without even saying my name, not even understanding the basis of it, but then took from me, the monetary value wherein which they now expound is the a tip of the iceberg, if you will. Okay, the edifice, the foundation wherein which they can allow for healing to begin. I'm quite sure I said I need $1 trillion. I never heard nobody say it, and I never heard nobody say it before me. Okay, I never heard no numbers thrown out there. Nothing. So it, because I said it, they got bold. I need y'all to understand. If you only knew what people used to get from me at a point in time. I need not anyone to love this. This is the bald and bold-faced lives that you live with now and live amongst now. Listen to this. And I saw till horns grew upon those lambs, and the ravens cast down their horns. This sounds like black people getting locked up in prisons and, trying to do the right thing. Understand? Let's just keep it pimping and keep it pushing. And I saw till there sprouted a great horn on one of these sheep. Clearly a generational talent who people don't even recognize as generational talent. And their eyes were opened, right? Because they could see things that only this person had ever introduced to them. And it looked at them, and their eyes opened. Because he looked at them, he tried to speak to them. And it cried to the sheep, and all the rams saw it, and all ran to it. Right, because he spoke to his brothers and his sisters in a way in which they could understand. And they all have ran to it, and they all have sought him one way or the other. And notwithstanding all those eagles and vultures and ravens and kites still kept tearing the sheep and swooping down upon them and devouring them, still the sheep remained silent. Stop right there. They're getting tore up by all their enemies and they ain't said nothing. But the rams lamented and cried out. What does that mean, people? Huh? See, it's not just the ones that you think are popular and that you love. It's the ones like me who tell you things that these guys never even knew or understood. Let's just keep reading. Let's just try to see who Meech emulates. Fuck it. We're not even going to say in a piece of his mind. He already knows who he is. Verse 15. And those ravens fought and battled with it and sought to lay low its horn, but had no power over it. And all the eagles and vultures and ravens and kites were gathered together. And there they came with all the sheep of the field. Yea, they all came together to help each other to break that horn of the ram. And I saw till a great sword was given to the sheep, and the sheep proceeded against all the beasts of the field to slay them. And all the beasts and all the birds of heaven fled before the face. And I saw that man who wrote the book according to the Lord, till he opened the book concerning the destruction which those 12 last shepherds had wrought, and showed that they destroyed much more than the predecessors before the Lord of sheep. Stop right there. And I'm done reading the book of Enoch. Do you understand? The last 12, there's one. There's that ram there, you see. They don't have to believe it's me. It's okay. I'm quite positive. I can trace back all of their single movements to things that I've said. It's undeniable. It can't even be refuted or disputed. You had people saying that ADOS started in 2016, but if you go back and look and check, that's not true. Right. See, the lady would tell you that it started in 2017. It's a lady. She's not stupid enough to lie, because you can go back and listen to things that I said, that I spewed out of my mouth, that give gravity, that give life to these movements. Right. I've never been a proponent nor a supporter of Black Lives Matter. Verbally, not in front of y'all. I always told y'all there was a time when I thought that it was the right thing, and then in the middle of it, it seemed like the wrong thing because it just didn't make sense. This is back in 2014. This is 6 years ago. This isn't now today. See, 6 years ago, I would have been what? 23. That's right. Much younger than I am now. Not a lot more impressionable, but still more impressionable. And that gives gravitas to what I say, is that these people don't even realize I can show you guys on my timeline certain videos I never deleted or got rid of. This is why nobody ever wants a problem, because I can show you where they got the information from, and they know it. Did you know Yvette Carnell was going to do a expose of a book called They Were Her Slaves or something like that? It's pretty much about white women and slavery, right? And this is the funniest thing. I need y'all to understand. You can go back and look on my timeline. I present some Black history things to Black people. It's in one of my live streams. I can't think of which one. It doesn't. Listen, the information, like I'm talking about the exact link, I read to the people. Not until I do this does this ever come to her attention. Does she even bring it up? Swear to God. Tariq Nasheed killed himself verbally 2 days ago, 3 days ago with his last video. He committed verbal suicide. And I'm going to just point something out to y'all. If you only point out the Black mothers of people, listen, I need y'all to understand something. If the mother of your children, if the mother of your children is not the people, and yet you consistently contend this black grandmother conspiracy, you sound silly, because clearly the children of your children from your loins have a Black grandfather through a woman who has a non-Black mother and a Black father. Come on. Their grandfather is Black through him as well. But yet I make no sense. He committed verbal suicide. Doesn't even realize it. I laugh at all these guys. They're children to me. I told you guys this. They're little babies. And none of them believe. Well, there's a few who believe it, because they know that you can't go toe-to-toe with somebody who obviously is on a level of righteousness that you're not trying to ever attain to nor get to. And I told you, they're feeding the people to the kites, the ravens, the vultures, the eagles, all of them. See what I'm saying? And this is why it's so funny that I think it's weird that people who think a nigga who ain't never asked for nothing thinks that he's the enemy, yet people who are asking you for things, who are doing what the Most High God is saying, they're picking your bones dry. They're taking away from you your inheritance. What inheritance you would have to give, they're asking you to donate to causes that you may never benefit from. On top of that, Black man and Black woman, they denigrate you. They talk about your children because you made poor decisions. And they talk about children who had no choice in life but to be who they were. Let me ask you something. Does it make a baby a bad baby because people put lead in paint, and that paint and those chips of the paint could be a detriment to the learning capabilities of that baby? Is that really the baby's fault, or the people who allowed that in the first place? And then for a person to speak on it as if that deficiency is their fault. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying right now? These niggas is tripping. Bald and bold-faced liars, every one of them. And I'm telling you right now, Demetrius Santuan Jones does not need to lie to you about nothing. These guys have no idea what's going on. They'll tell you anything, just to get you to watch it. These people who tell you that they don't want the crack babies, the baby mamas, the Pookies and Ray Rays. They don't want these dudes coming around, right? But yet it's the crack babies, the baby mamas, and the Pookies and Ray Rays who were giving you the $5 and $10, the $20, and some of them giving you more money than that, supporting you, hoping that you would open your eyes and see that, hey, bro, not all of us are that what you think. But they don't even give them a chance and speak down to them. I never condescend to people like that. I only speak to people in a harsh manner when they talk about the Most High God as if they know something and they don't. And this is a fact. Maybe if they talk about me in a harsh manner too. Having said that, I move on. These guys don't realize that they have misled the people on purpose and willfully do so and hope to get what is not theirs. See, I need y'all to understand something. Bernie Sanders is not going to win the presidency, okay? It's not going to be because of these dudes who you never seen on the internet and because of cats that you did see who all fit the profile of bald, bold-faced liars, who all fit the profile of these 12 shepherds running around here right now, giving up your people to wicked predator animals. See, I'm the only one. I'm not afraid. It don't bother me to tell you what I just told you. A man will sit there and tell you that about the black grandmothers in a foreign country as if there's no black men in that country. What? You need to understand this. In Mexico, right now, you can go find people who are much darker than Demetrius. Hair almost as curly. Negritos. Real ones. And you know what's funny? A whole lot of them will tell you that they have a black granddaddy, not a black grandmother. The black grandmothers are bred out 4 generations ago. Don't even know about her. Right. This is why it's like these dudes don't even get it. They can't even take it. They don't know. Because they want it to be truth, what they're trying to spew out, because they're deflecting their own guilt of their lives upon you. So what? Every single ancestor of a person who's dark skinned in the south of the border has a black grandmother? That's ridiculous. It's preponderous. You know what I'm saying? I can't ponder that idea. I can't even put that in my mind. Having said that, they don't even get it. They really believe what they're saying is true and legit. Did you know the numbers? Listen, the same white man who will tell you that he raped your grandmothers will tell you that there's more black men who are married out than anybody else of any other culture. Did you know that? Did you know that? 2 of the cats I'm talking about right now, one of them had a young lady call in and put their ass on blast and say, hey, didn't you and Tariq Nasheed used to encourage black men to date non-black women? And yet now this guy's supposed to be the voice of black people, but you ain't never seen him. You don't even know what he looks like. And people who think they know what he looks like, he might not even look like what they've said he looks like. Come on, hear me now. Looking and sounding like a Brian Gumble ass motherfucker, and I don't think you a part breed or half breed or something. Stop it, please. See, I'm that dude. I'm him to tell you that. To tell you right to your face that a lot of these dudes are just bald-faced and bald-faced liars. Bold-faced and bald-faced lie out of a nigga's mouth is to tell you that the south of the border has more black mothers to the people than black fathers, even though they had a slave caste of people that weren't their children, who were men. Who were men. Oh, so what? These guys are just all asexual, just got created out of thin air? It's that type of thinking that I just be like, there's no conversation to have. They're not worth talking to because literally, no offense, they're beneath me on so many levels, and they know it. To condescend to speak to them would make me a wicked man. Because I would have to bring my mind to wickedness to have that conversation. They need to elevate themselves to talk up. Same fools will tell you, bald and bold-faced liars will tell you that the Most High God's wisdom was written by a white man. Yet when I contend that the information is about black people, lands that contain black people, they just bow down and buckle down. They don't say nothing. And they have no apology to give to the Most High God. Yet they call themselves gods. Bald and bold-faced liars with the white man's foot up their ass. And yet they claim I got the white man's foot up my ass. Though I'm defending myself as a nigga who's still alive. Look, no disrespect, George Floyd. No disrespect, Sean Reed. No disrespect, Breonna Taylor. No disrespect, Ahmaud Arbery. No disrespect, Rayshard Brooks. No disrespect, young brother Elijah McClain. I want to say it's McClain. No disrespect, Elijah Weatherspoon. No disrespect to none of these people. I'm still here, dog. Can you fucking dig that? And I've been fighting for 2 years plus to get my shit cleared the fuck up. Any one of these bitch ass niggas speak up for me? No. Fuck them. How about that? And fuck everything they stand for, because it's not righteous. Bald and bold-faced liars. That's the truth. I told these niggas my address. They want to come get at me. They can come get that whole fucking head cut off with this thing right here. Can you dig? And I'm not playing. It's cutting the whole head off. I swear to God. Punk ass niggas talk and run their fucking mouths. Bitch ass dudes. About black people and about their plight and situation. While these niggas is collecting money from the same people who they're telling need reparations. Don't y'all find something fucked up about that? Bitch ass niggas is with their families today. Barbecuing, cooking, eating, farting, and burping. Talking about I'm gonna drop something tomorrow. Yeah, they gonna like this one. Cause motherfuckers just dick ride them and love them for nothing. I can't tell you enough how these people are the 12 shepherds. Y'all don't know. We're there. We're in the last days. It's okay. You're looking at the ram whose horn they want to break. They can't break me. None of them are facing the level of adversity that I face on all sides. None of them. When I bring out all things that I contend with, they don't have to contend with all those things, and they know it. So they back the fuck down. Because I'm the quintessential brother. Right here and right here. And right here where it counts to them, apparently. Quintessential fucking nig. Can you dig it? It's that type of shit right there. Nobody can understand it. They can't dig it. They can't respect it. They don't know. They've never been in the position to really have been like, say, yo, I know for a fact I made everything that these people do pop the fuck off the way that it is. Conversations I had with another dude popped off and people just took hold of it. You think I need for y'all to believe me? I done show people in live streams. In a live stream, I exposed a nigga, he came forward. Listen, if YouTube still let me share my screen, I can show y'all how I started ADOS. I promise to God. Little chick thinks I'm tripping. I know what the fuck I done for you. I know what I put on your heart and soul, chick. Right on? I know what I done for you. These niggas don't even understand. I put in their hearts and souls, on their hearts and souls, the gravity of the situation that black people faced before their black asses. Because apparently they have forgot. They was all talking about businesses and the stock market and bullshit like that. It was me and basic little expounds. Like, yo, that's fucked up and it's not right. Just one dude. Nobody else. And all these niggas who can be like, well, this, that, the other. I speak the fuck up. I don't just hold it to myself. Right. I have that ability to not be so caught up in my own situation that I won't tell you what's going on or what I think is going on. Did a brother not tell people over a year ago about corporate greed and about how it was going to affect people? Nobody listened. Look at where we're at now. I'm glad they don't listen to me, but I'm glad they know who I am because they fucking know what's up. The government that you have to kowtow to and pay taxes to, that same piece of shit government knows who I am. Outside of the fact that I was a Marine, they know about this dude. It scares them to know how dead on I am. All the motherfuckers wonder, who's the source? Right. And if it really is the Most High God, can we abduct him? And no, right. It doesn't work like that. Because what if he's just so blessed that he just gets away? Or gets to harm you and then gets away? See what I'm saying? It's real life like that. Real life doesn't play out magical like a fucking movie. That's why I'm always laughing. You have dudes talking about, we need to aggregate our resources. Hey, dog, if you got a job and you work, bro, why can't you just do it yourself? Because let me ask you something. How much money? I laughed. One nigga said that he spent his own money on a project that he got people doing that they have to listen. They have to put together the puzzle pieces to understand this shit. And he's acting like he's doing them a favor by saying, I'm going to autograph the stuff for you. I'm going to autograph something for you and send something to you. This nigga's out his mind. Clearly, he's been smoking that good crack cocaine, but he's got to be one of those 12 shepherds. Because I can only think of so many who look like me, who sound like me, who so badly, if they could, really would be Meech. Because they would be like, at least I know who, I have an idea of who and what Moses really did. Nobody, and was. They don't know. They have no idea. They have no concept. It's okay. I'm reading to you the book of Leviticus. Not these people. Not one of them. They haven't even taken the time to want to read not one single chapter of any book of the Bible. Let's just say in the Genesis alone to you, like I've taken the time to. And yet people love them so much more than they love me. And don't think that I am the one that is hated the most. Don't worry. The one who's hated the most is normally ignored the most. People don't listen to. That's how it goes. But it's a blessing. See, I told people also things like, yo, like they're going to shut down the border. Nobody believes that. The border's getting shut down more and more and more and more and more and more. More so, I told people that their skills are going to be something that they can use to make viable resources and funds. Situations just so happen to turn into be something that people don't even understand, recognize, or acknowledge. I speak life on people, not that. I speak life on my brothers and sisters, not that. It's okay, even when they don't even look all the way like me, so I still speak life on them. See, that's the difference between a real nigga and one of these punk-ass motherfuckers who think they're somebody. Is that they don't speak life on the people, dog. They can't. They don't even know what speaking life on the people is. Right on? They have no idea. They have no idea. You see how funny that is, though? They 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 think that they can be a force in your life just by speaking up and saying something that doesn't really matter. But when it comes that time, like for example, you notice how these guys were like, we'll bail people out who assaulted police officers. But none of the people who were saying that had to be bailed out for assaulting police officers. Yet they're talking about anything I said or I say I've either done or I would do. So it's like, well, go out there, make the example of yourself first, let your followers bail you the fuck out, and then show niggas what's really up. Right. But they're pussy. So, in no offense, I'm sorry. Once again, y'all don't even understand. I'm so vulgar about how I feel about them. I feel nothing good about them. They're dung. They're trash. They're bloody rags left on the side of the road. Can you dig it? Just, I don't know how much I appreciate y'all and love y'all. I'm not going to let them kill you by taking away your souls at a basic level where you control your destiny by you believing that you have to give to those who are against the Most High God. And in your support of them, you're against the Most High God. Do you understand that? There are brothers and sisters who are righteous, but normally they don't go out of their way to speak against the Holy of Holies, nor to say that his ways of righteousness are things that shouldn't be thought about. Right. See, has it ever occurred to anybody that they're listening to people who, for the most part, have been let down so much, and they might even be in a point of their life where they've settled for less? I've had to settle for less. I just had to just chill out. I'm still in regroup mode, right? Because everything that's just been going on. It's hard to regroup when you're trying to do for your people, and people don't realize I'm trying to do for you, and they shit on you. You see what I'm saying? But you got motherfuckers who done already regrouped, and they regroup with wickedness. And people support their wickedness, or they support them even though they don't realize that they got there by wickedness. It's that type of thinking. It's those sorts of ordeals that make people not trustworthy. How can you trust somebody like that? Think about that for a moment. See, people like to think that what they're doing is so special because of whoever's listening to them. Let me just go ahead and tell y'all something right now. This is a fact. You can go look it up. Guy's name is Genesis Apologetics. And this is just one of the more viral ones that somebody took and it just went all the way. And this guy literally, and I'm talking about like several videos after it, but he talks about Noah and the flood, right on? Pangea in the Bible. Wonder where he got the idea from. I wonder where the concept came from. I wonder where. What? I'm one-on-one, people. There have been so many things that I've said that nobody ever said before me. They don't have the sense nor the wherewithal and the understanding of collected knowledge to say it again. So even if they say it, they'll be able to be defeated because their logic does not stay. They don't stand where I stand with logic. I use the scripture to show people that science is based directly out of the scripture that they read. And the same people that I'm telling you are bold and bald-faced liars don't even get that. Genealogy, genetics, right, right. A bold and bald-faced liar would tell you that white man made that up. But do they know that that white man who made up DNA or came up with the term dominant and recessive genetics was a monk, a Catholic monk? No, they don't know that. Can't stress that enough. Gregor Mendel. They didn't tell you that, and I've been listening to these people for a long time. Trust me, and I can go back and listen to all their works. I know they're not going to bring up Gregor Mendel. I know they're not going to bring up any of this stuff because they don't care. They don't even think it matters. Genetics doesn't matter to a paycheck to them, but I'm like, what good is a paycheck that's useless? Come on. They can't even fuck with the logic. My logic is unfuckwithable. What good is a useless paycheck? Come on. Can any one of y'all bright geniuses out there in the audience tell me how much it's worth? Right. Right on. How much of zero, right on, can you split in half? Can you dig it? Half of nothing is still nothing, as they would say. And you got these dudes believing people otherwise. And nobody believes me, because I tell them the otherwise. But I remember when I used to share my screen, I used to show people all the information, where I was getting it from. Didn't make a difference. People still thought I was wrong. See, take this right here out. The only reason why I can't totally DDT Cynthia G verbally is because there's a part of her that's more righteous than not. But outside of that, she's hella wrong. You feel me? Having said that, any chick that will point out the fact that black dudes sleep out hella more than people talk about, I have to sit there and at least acknowledge what they're doing. Because there's a lot of black women who act like, well, these dudes can do whatever they want to do. Because women can do whatever they want to do, but really in their internals, they don't feel like that. Even if they conform to ways of the so-called dominant society, they still don't want the men that they are attracted to, right on, to give in because they want to follow those men. Understand, I get it, I know it, I appreciate it, I acknowledge it. It just doesn't work like that. When you have dudes who you will agree with, who are married to half-breed chicks, who you will only consider black because you have to, for the sole focus and point of trying to reason with a larger audience or to get a greater group of people together. They're all wrong. Every last one of them. They're all wrong. Every last one of them. I can tell you this. Yesterday I had to go and do some real work. I don't know how many people have actually set up done a fence post work, actually set up a fence and actually done the work to do it. I don't know how many people have actually really done the work, staging gear, bringing old fences down, setting it down in one spot and then bringing it out to another and then having to load it all up. It's like setting concrete, doing all that, mixing it with your hands and just really crowning it the right way. I don't know if people even understand these concepts. It's okay. They think I'm retarded and think I have no skills whatsoever. I could fix my own home, everything in my own home. Anything that's wrong in it, I can fix it. Right. I can just go buy the part and buy the tools and fix it. So long as I have the fiduciary resources, being the financial resources, okay, to do that. This is so funny because people try to talk above y'all and don't even realize that they don't even be saying nothing. I actually speak at the people like I'm talking to you right now, like I'm talking to you. And you got niggas who talking about I talk to you like I'm talking to the fucking computer screen. But I'm like, bruh, if you was in here talking to me, it's how I would be at you. Because I lay down the information like I'm trying to lay down law to people. You tell them the stuff like it's law. It cannot be disobeyed or gone against. If they wanted me to believe in white supremacy, show your face. Don't say cowardly things like, oh, Moses, was actually based on this person. I ain't never seen you though, dog. Who the fuck is you to say who Moses is based on? And we ain't even laid eyes on you, man. You's a lie. Bold and bald faced. See, all the women who are out there trying to promote interracial relationships, it's because misery loves company. For all the dudes doing it, it's because misery loves company. Wow. How hard is that? See, this is why people don't like me, because I can tell the truth. It means nothing to me. I've been saying these things for a long time. I've said that people who have bred out have made the largest mistakes. That strange children is what brought Israel down. Have I not? I've contended this since day one. Right. This is what makes me different from the rest of them. My message hasn't changed. They've deviated and gone astray from their messages in so many ways. Okay, they've cultivated, manipulated, striated. All right. You know, it's just, you know, how can you fabricate something out of nothing and then expect a brother to just take that? I showed people how the Franks, so-called Franks, came from a group of people who were unnamed and were tamed savages by the Roman Confederati. I showed people this. I read it to them. How these same so-called Franks, ungrateful in all the ways, overthrew the Roman government because there was enough people who bred in with the society who were willing to fight against the ways that the Romans had succumbed to. But we have to recognize that the Romans would have had many people within their city-states who were not Romans who would have been willing to fight against them. Of course. See, it's this lack of willingness to speak I don't understand. And to call the Romans Caucasian peckerheads, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? It's that type of talking that I'm like, clearly, I'm on a level by myself, just island all by myself. It doesn't matter. They don't have to even feel like that. They don't have to even care. It means nothing to me. That ram in that book, you guys could be looking at him. I've been looking for the ram. I told y'all, I've been looking for him. You know, that same ram takes the hand of one Enoch and they go up to heaven with all the sheep that are up there and they judge. But we didn't even get to that point. See, I know people like, are you saying you go to heaven? I'm like, that's not what I said. Because I have to prove that I'm the ram. But you know what, though? Let's just roll the dice on it. And let's just roll those dice and let's throw them out my hand for a second. And I want people to really believe for a moment that I'm wrong. Go get 10 things that I've said. Go get 10 things. You got all the time you want. I wait 6 months. I wait till the year's over. Go find 10 things that I've said in the last year that I said that could possibly happen that are totally out the way and wrong. I'm talking about I've picked specific things so you could easily find, oh, you were wrong about this. You were wrong about this. It wouldn't even be that hard. Don't worry. The month is only July. I still believe people are going to go toe-to-toe with law enforcement and get being bopped the fuck down. The same bold-faced and bald-faced liars I'm telling y'all about are encouraging people to get murdered and killed because they're not going to go out there and fight. Come on. See how that works? I send you for your... Listen, they're no different than the same sheiks that sent the little dudes with the suicide vest on to go get blown up. Like, nigga, how are you different, cuz? How are you different from everybody else? You know, like, you'll do this. You're asking me to do the same shit that these niggas ask me to do. How are you different? You know, it's that type of thinking. And black folks need to really get that into their minds because they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe that, excuse me. They don't want to believe that a group of people whom they pretty much have been servile to and have done everything they've asked them to do would betray them. Right. Because a real brother or real sister is like, man, I'm so loyal, I couldn't imagine betraying the people I love. That's a real brother or real sister. The people you're dealing with aren't brothers and sisters. So therefore, you find yourselves in these positions. And these bold and bald-faced liars will tell you, guess what? Hey, brothers, hey, sisters, I did it, so you should easily be able to do it. That's their one, isn't it? I love that one. That's the one I love to hear. You know, I done it, so you should do it too. They're ridiculous. Right. Or the, hey, brothers, hey, sisters, if you don't like what I'm saying, don't come in my comment section. Even though you give these same dirty bastards money. And because they figure, listen to this, they've gotten just like businesses who feel like, since I get paid from so many people, I don't need your money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know how funny that is when I see these cats getting chipped out and then you don't know who's donated and who hasn't. And some of these dudes be talking crazy to people who donate to them, and those people who donate to them just take it like, like it's just a normal thing to do. And I'm like, dog, you don't have to take that from them. Right on? And if any grown person with any kind of sensibilities, like, for example, you got a dude who you never seen who's trying to say that his movement is bigger than what they did in the 60s. This nigga smoking crack. Yet he says everybody else is smoking crack. You don't ever get to see this nigga. For all you know, this nigga is really freebasing. Word? You don't know. This nigga could really be, you feel me, with the Brillo pad and everything, getting it in. You just don't know. So I think it's weird that he speaks to people like that, but we ain't never seen him in the way he thinks. You would think that he really done smoked some crack. What he be talking about. But that's how it be. You gotta look. I just think it's so funny that they're so quick to call people coons, yet they want black people to pay them. Why can't your service just be worth a meal, dog? Right? And worth traveling from one state. So I just need black people to pay my ticket to get from one state to another so I can go preach my message. And if y'all believe in me, send me to the next town y'all want me to go to, and I'm going to preach the same message, and I'm not going to deviate. But don't send me nowhere where y'all think something bad going to happen to me. Right. They don't do that. They don't even believe in that. See, these guys want to be at home with their families. They're not real sojourners. They're not real journeymen. They want to go on an adventure. They want to go on a 4-hour adventure. They don't want to go on a 6-month-long journey, a whole year, 2-year long journey, where you have to be, where you have to practice fidelity, right on, right. They don't do that, but yet they want you to reach into your pockets and say, shit, nigga, I need some of that COVID money. I need some of that, that U.S. government unemployment every week money. I need some of that. You know how sick they sound? Don't worry that. Don't worry. Don't worry. They know who they are. Even if they didn't say it just like that, they were saying it just like that. They know who they are. That's what makes them wicked. The people who created this country, for the most part, are bald and bold-faced liars. There's very few presidents that have ever been known to wear facial hair. And one of the presidents who did wear facial hair, I think it's funny that people call him a notorious racist, but without his allegiance to black people, or at least his so-called allegiance to black people, your black asses could foreseeably still be enslaved today. And so that's why I don't even talk about this stuff. Because they call Abe Lincoln a racist. Fuck it, he's racist then. But Abe Lincoln is no more racist than the Africans who sold our black asses to white people in the first place. Did you fucking hear me? Abraham Lincoln is no more racist than the white people who brought us from the fucking sorry-ass so-called Africans who sold us. How about that? And bitch-ass niggas want to ride for Africa. Do you know how retarded they sound? Talking about the diaspora. What diaspora? There were people who sold your people who ended up getting sold themselves. Fuck them. Y'all just don't know how I feel, man. You just don't. I don't care about weak ass people who are going to make excuses to not do the right thing for the Most High God. I just don't. I'm tired. Aren't y'all tired of people like that? Tired of people like that. Tired of these niggas who go out here and get to tell young ladies, hey, oh girl, I love you, girl. Get her pregnant, pump a baby into her, then run off, right? Or the same chick who's like, you can't tell me who to love. You can't judge our love because she's dating a non-black dude, right? And then he pump a baby into her and then he run off. So he's no different than the same niggas that you were trying to avoid. You see what I'm saying? And then on the flip side, the brothers became no different than the same nigga they said that their dad was or their father was, who they never met or don't know very well, or just have a not powerful relationship with, a weak relationship with. It's amazing. And these same people want you to, once again, how could I want y'all to give me what you work for in the middle of a pandemic? Does that even fucking make sense? If it's a real pandemic, I'm supposed to care about you. As a voice of the people, I should have more than you. I should have the ability to make more happen. I promise to God, I could knock this whole wall out and build another wall right here, or a whole other section open up right here. I could do that. But obviously, the manager's not gonna let me do that, but I have the skills, I have the tools to do it, I have to know how to do it. I know what to do and I know how to do it. As a brother of mine would say, it's not just knowing how to do something, it's knowing what to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just knowing what to do, it's knowing how to do it. And having said that, there's just too many people who just don't realize my level of expertise goes beyond reading the scripture and reading the Bible to you. I get on the internet daily and I stay ahead. I stay abreast the best that I can and keep the information fresh for myself. There were people who were taking information that I was using a long time ago and they were using it for nefarious means. But they used it so much so that they got real movements off the ground. This is undeniable. Y'all probably don't realize because you're like me. So I've been fucking with you since day one, and nigga, it ain't been like that. I'm like, but y'all ain't every person who watches, and you know, there's people who are gonna watch this stuff till like later tonight. Because again, I can only get 10, 12 views. I can put top, middle, and bottom dollar a handful, at least 5 of those views. Once I get over the double digit, I know a few of those views for sure are from people who are major, right on, and they just don't want to. They don't want to deal with me, right on. They're mad because I don't try to get a better camera and put up a super nice camera. I just don't need no thirsty ass, hungry females all at me. That's not about that. I just don't need all that shit in my life. I just need to just be able to just speak to the people, and there not be on their end distractions that I find unbecoming. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just think it's weird that you just deal with so many people who they want everything from you. Everything, brothers and sisters. Do y'all get that? They want all that you got, man. And you got a brother like me who's like, look, just be the good person that you are, and we'll work it out. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put my brothers and sisters in a bad position. And, excuse the lighting. It's just what it is. Shaded trees, poor lighting in the room, whatever. Leaning all the way back. That's all that stuff. I'm still saying what I'm saying, and it's still the truth. Nothing changes. These people are bold and bald-faced liars, man. They want to get you killed. They want to get me killed. They want to get us murdered. If it was up to them, they would all breed in. Every man would marry a non-black woman, and every woman would marry a non-black man, and they would breed out. And then in one generation, they would breed out again, and that would be the end of black people if they had their way. And I'm here to tell you, fuck that. Fuck that with a bag of chips. Can you dig it? I'm not having it. And these punk ass motherfuckers want you to believe that shit's okay. I'm a nig. I'm always gonna be a nig. I got a son who I call a mixed dude because his mom is mixed. And you think if I call my own son mixed, you think I'm ready to call somebody else's child black, who I know comes from a similar genetic disposition? Get the fuck out of here. My son is black because white people think he's black, but when I look at him, I'm like, I know he's strange to my people because he don't look exactly like us. He's not exactly what we are, and I know it. There's no denying it. That's the problem with black people. They so badly want to be like, oh, that's still a black child. Ah, it's not though. They're mixed because they're biracial, dog. Both their parents don't have clear afro hair. That motherfucker's biracial. And when people get to pull the bullshit of, I'm a nig, but I don't grow a traditional afro, well, I'm like, well, dog, well, fuck, ain't that about a bitch? You get to be everything that I am, but you don't even possess the same shit that makes these people hate me. You have favorable features that they don't hate. Don't find that a little bit motherfucking goddamn beneficial? Right. It's the sort of thinking, dog, that makes me just be like, man, these niggas don't get it. They can't. They want to believe that you and me are supposed to just, while they're fighting the good fight verbally, you're supposed to go out there, get your head beat in by the police, get bit on and all that stuff, not know the phone numbers to get bailed out, right? End up fighting your own case all by yourself. Or they just deem your cause unworthy and you still end up fighting your case by yourself, right? See what I'm saying? And these are the people you want to support? Okay. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. It's no mistake we're in trouble. Black men and black women, brothers and sisters, while I'm up and I can speak to you and I have the right mind, sometimes people just don't see it as what it is. Like, for example, when I was putting up the fence the other day, right? The lady's yard, she owns dogs, so there's animal waste in the yard. It's not overwhelming, but it's enough to where you have to be cautious. Then she finally comes and straightens it up, and I'm just thinking in my head like, I was the first person on the job. I'm not the boss of this job. The dude who I'm supposed to be meeting doesn't show up till an hour after the fact that I've been there. The boss doesn't show up till almost 2 hours after the fact that I've been there, right? And I'm like, yeah, these niggas, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't need them for nothing. They don't realize you'll get the so-called title owner, boss, right on, you know, person who's the overseer of this project. That's who the fuck they are. They're in charge. If you want to get paid, you're gonna have to abide by that. And that's one of those things that black people just aren't told. They don't even think about. Because once again, the dudes who you're listening to, the chicks you're listening to most of the time, they don't have to deal with white people because so many black people are given to them. You see what I'm saying? If you've got 1,000 people in 2 months who on average, listen, 1,000 on average give you $10 a piece in 2 months, that's $5 grand a month. Unless you just got this ridiculous housing bill, right? Yeah, man, you're making money. There's people who are making a crap ton of money off of this stuff, off of black people. Making tens of thousands of dollars a year. Doing nothing. My hands are up though. You see what I'm saying? And I can speak on it because I know what happens. I've seen it. I know it. It's just my life, and that's not about me being. I don't really care how much money these people are making. I just think it's weird that they speak to white supremacy and they speak about reparations, but yet it's like, dog, you're fleecing your own people. And you still want reparations after fleecing niggas? Oh man, somebody get this motherfucker out of here, man. This nigga clearly ain't learned nothing. Right on? He's got nothing coming. She's got nothing coming. Do they not know that? You've been eating off the table this whole time. What do they have coming, y'all? Nothing. That's what. And we all know it. You see why it's so great? You see why it's so amazing just to stand up for yourself? Because people don't realize that when they start telling you things that aren't true, when they start saying things to you that you know don't add up, all you can do is be there for yourself in the best ways that you know how to be. A moment. And one of the ways that I'm saying right now is that, brothers and sisters, between the bald and bold-faced lies that have been told on every single target against you, I could contend that I could have just I could have put the video out, started it, and stopped it, and I think people could have came to their own conclusion. It's what it sounds like. Bald, bold-faced liars. Fuck. It's not a mystery. You got people who don't even want to face the fact that there could be cats that they've dealt with and be dealing with who are not righteous. They don't want to deal with that. It's too much. That would just be way too much of a blow. Whoa. I want to go through that. You know, I watched this movie today. I can't think of the name of it to save my life, with Sean Connery. And it's made in the 70s, and he's a detective. Okay. And what I thought was weird was that only he and the villain grew like a little bit of facial hair, right? Really, right? And then this chief inspector dude grows a full beard in. And it's like if you watch older movies, the villain almost always, not every time, but the villain almost always will have like facial hair. Right on? They're really older movies. I don't know what that's about. Newer movies, not sure. But it goes with the bald face lie narrative that the people could, just because they have a shaved face, right? It means that they can do whatever they want. No, it doesn't. But people believe that. People believe that just because I look the way that I look, that I don't know anything. That's the world we live in, y'all. So get ready to head out. I just need y'all to know. They better pray that I don't figure I get my other laptop back fixed. I'm just about this week about to take it apart. As soon as I get done doing this little job on Monday, as soon as I'm finished and done, I'm gonna Tuesday I'll probably just take it apart. And then on Wednesday, replace the part. Thursday, solder it all up, put it back together. You know, I won't try to make a big day out of it. I'll just try to do a little here, a little there. So that way I don't get too caught up and I still do what I need to do. But no, I'm just waiting. I'm ready. And I just want y'all to know, man, that like there's a lot of people who don't realize like I have a lot of information on this other laptop that will blow your socks away. As far as once again, videos that I've made that pretty much show everybody what I'm talking about. It's not an exaggeration or far reach. It's not any of that stuff. I'm not going out. I have not braved one dungeon. I haven't had to fight one fire breathing dragon. Haven't had to cross one lava. No river lavas. Okay, or no river of lava. None of that stuff. Okay, haven't had to fight no undeads. Nothing to get what I got. I'm gonna say it on this note. The worst bald face liars are the ones who shave in their bald face. At least the natural bald face is what it is. Having said that, the worst face sometimes is the bold face liar. And I heard a bold face liar say something this weekend akin to black people needed to be killed because they don't know how to act. And I just thought to myself, like, does he realize that these people only accept him because of what he says about other black people and how critical he is about white people? It's okay if he doesn't understand it. Brothers and sisters, those who don't look nothing like your boy, I could shave my face and everything. I couldn't say I wasn't bald faced or whatever, but I tell you I'm not bold facing. I have no need to tell you a bold or bald faced lie. It's important to tell you these things because you can see me. Having said that, if you can't see them, you can't tell if they're bald faced. And if you really can't see them, you don't know if they're bold faced. I appreciate y'all people, brothers and sisters. I really do love you. I really do. Have a good day today. Cook food with your families. Fuck the 4th of July. There is no independence in this country for black people. I'm rapping for that. We're not going to get carried away and all that stuff. Right on? Means nothing to me because I don't even celebrate these days. Should mean nothing to you. Just another bold and bald-faced lie. I'm out.